Well, here I am in my tubby again, and my tubby's all filled with water and nice fluffy suds. And I've got my soap and washcloth to wash myself, and I've got my nifty scrub brush to help me scrub my back, and I've got a big fluffy towel to dry myself when I'm done. But there's one other thing that makes tubby time the very best time of the whole day. And do you know what that is? It's a very special friend of mine, my very favorite little pal. Oh, Rubber Duckie, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber Duckie, I'm awfully fond of you. Vo-vo-vo-dee-o, Rubber Duckie, joy of joys. When I squeeze you, you make noise. Rubber Duckie, you're my very best friend, it's true. Oh, every day when I make my way to the tubby, I find a little fella who's cute and yellow and chubby. Rub-a-dub-dubby, Rubber Duckie, you're so fine, and I'm lucky that you're mine. Rubber Duckie, I'm awfully fond of you. Hey, Rubber Duckie, would you like me to scrub your back with my nifty little scrub brush? You would? Okay, how's this? Hey, you want me to scrub behind your ears? Ooh, I see. You don't have any ears, do you? Well, how about your tummy? Scrub his little ducky tummy. Ooh, he's ticklish. Ooh. Oh, every day when I make my way to the tubby, I find a little fella who's cute and yellow and chubby. Rub-a-dub-dubby, Rubber Duckie, you're so fine, and I'm lucky that you're mine. Rubber Duckie, I'm like a whole pond of. Rubber Duckie, I'm awfully fond of you.
Good afternoon and welcome to a quacky version of the Ellen Carrington Show. You've seen it on television, on the internet, and perhaps national news here in the U.S. And I'm talking about the giant rubber duck. The first American version of this 40-foot tall rubber ducky that has been displayed in various parts of the world, and from Amsterdam, Belgium, Osaka, Sydney Harbor, Sao Paulo, and Hong Kong, arrived here this past Friday, September 27th, for the Pittsburgh International Festival of First. And the much-touted event was attended by 100,000 people. Yeah, believe it or not, 100,000 people right here in Pittsburgh came down to look at the duck. Actually, there were people that came from other places too. A couple came from Ohio, and I understand someone ran across. Some people came far as Canada to see the duck. Believe it or not. And if you missed this kickoff party, there is plenty of time to visit the famous giant duck. He's going to be hanging around town here through October 26th. And some trivia about the giant rubber ducky. The original Hong Kong duck was 52 feet tall. Imagine that. However, the duck made here in Pittsburgh, he measures only 40 feet in height, and he's 30 feet wide. Now, they did this in order for the duck to float effortlessly under our city's bridges. And how does the duck float on the river after he was inflated? It took a while to inflate him, by the way. This was made possible by placing something called a pontoon under the inflated structure, so it keeps him floating and from falling over and the like, otherwise, or even blown away if a nice wind comes kicking up. But each city the duck is set to appear in will be customized for each need from the plans of a Dutch artist named Florentine Hoffman. And that includes the pontoons, as I just mentioned, crews to inflate and deflate the duck, and in some cases alerting organizations such as the Coast Guard and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And Hoffman says that his duck creation has, quote, unquote healing properties. And I kind of believe that, because it cheered up a lot of folks here in the city, considering there's not a lot to be happy about right now. Don't get me started on the Steelers, and then of course the government partial shutdown and all that other stuff we don't want to think about. But getting back to this duck, Hoffman said the duck has healing properties because it knows no frontiers, it doesn't discriminate, and it doesn't have any political connotations. That's kind of nice, isn't it? And he does have a website, which can be accessed at www.florentinhofman.nl. And if you want to check that out, if you missed the link, I'll post that up on our wall later. The Pittsburgh Cultural Trust features a piece on their website at trustarts.culturaldistrict.org/exhibit/6165, the Rubber Duck project, if you'd like to have a look at that as well. Wonder what all the excitement is about, but they're behind the whole Project Rubber Duck thing, so make sure you have a good look at their site as well. And while we're talking about the duck today, pass on some additional duck trivia worth mentioning. A recent count on Google searches. Get this, folks. A lot of people are hunting for this duck, wanting to read about him. But the giant version of this classic bath toy totaled around, get this, are you sitting down? 1,550,000 results. That's the last time I checked. Could be higher than that right now. But I think it's safe to say fascination with a giant rubber duck is not only popular in Pittsburgh, but also other parts of the world. 1.5 million searches. Can you believe that? For a duck. A 40-foot rubber duck. And I know people are saying, oh, it's only a duck. No, it's not only a duck. It's a standing installation art exhibit, and it's touched a lot of people. I mean, people are still taking their kids down there to Point State Park to, hey, see the duck. And a lot of people are saying it's a good luck charm for the Pirates, too, and I'm not having a hard time believing that because they're on a roll. And, by the way, good luck to them in St. Louis tonight. Beat them Cardinals, send them home. But I had the opportunity this past weekend to talk to a few people about the giant rubber duck. And one person actually said the thing creeped him out. Now, I don't know what would be so creepy about a huge rubber duck. Actually, I think he's kind of cute. And other people find it quite cool and took their children to view it, as I mentioned. And since its debut last Friday, the giant rubber duck continues to receive visitors at its Point State Park berth, right beside the fountain there. Everybody's having a look at him. Yeah, a lot of people are fascinated with this big guy, and can't say I blame them. Like I said, he's cute. A couple of media mentions about Project Rubber Duck. Pittsburgh Magazine featured a recent article on 7 things we should know about the giant rubber duck, where he can be seen, if smaller versions can be purchased, and a lot more things. And our big yellow friend was even around for the Pirates playoff game the other night. And I'm going to post a link to the article for all of you to read, along with some other great links from today's show. And I mentioned on some previous shows about a site called Yajagoff. That's Yajagoff, by the way. Anyway, they ran a contest last week to give a duck a name. And the 5 finalists were Yaquakoff by Sandy Stolfire, Pitts, Pittsbird, as in Pittsburgh, by Jen Pyatt, Troy Paddle Malu. That's cute, huh? That's by Sarah Brancazio. And, yeah, it's Sarah Brancazio Lemasters. I hope I got that right. Donnie Irish Jr. and Sarah also submitted that name. And Andrew McQuacken by Luke Bruce. And the big winner was Yaquakoff, which, by the way, Sandy Stolfar submitted. And it was named the winner by popular votes by people who visited the site. And I also voted for that name. I thought they were all pretty cute, but I liked Yaquakoff pretty good. That was creative. Well, we're talking about Yajagov. They posted a blog on October 1st, of course, this past Tuesday. And this was about a guy who climbed the Clementi Bridge to get a better view of the duck. Now, keep in mind, this is a 40-foot duck, people. And it's going to be hanging around here till October 26th. But this guy climbs the Clementi Bridge to get a better view of a duck, of a 40-foot duck, that's going to be around for at least a couple more weeks, if not longer, because this thing's going over very well. And I should read this post because you're going to laugh about this. It's hilarious. Let me bring it up here in a moment. Do not pass go or the duck. Go directly to jail, by the way. That's what it's called. This is going to be hilarious. I love it. Oh, boy. Here we go. Let me find the post. Should be coming up shortly. Here we are. Do not pass go or the duck. Go directly to jail. This is from the October 1st post of Yajagov. A 40-foot rubber ducky has come to Pittsburgh. It's here until October 20th. Well, the Cultural Trust has it listed the 26th. So go either way. But anyway, rest of the post. It will take us months beyond that date to figure out why in the hell we're getting so goo-goo over this thing. It doesn't move like a Disney animatronic thingy. It doesn't have a handheld remote control that you can use to make it dance, swat at angry birds, or talk. But we love it. We love it to the point downtown Pittsburgh was packed with people, like the Super Bowl parade we won't have this season. Boy, you got that right. Who wanted to catch a glimpse of the duck. They even closed down a bridge and partied with DJs and chicken on a stick for a duck welcoming party. We're crazy for the rubber duck, but nobody crazier than my man who climbed the Clementi Bridge to get a better view of, a 40-foot duck that's going to be around to be seen for the next 3 weeks. Isn't that like saying you need to be in the front row for a fireworks show? That, by the way, happens in the sky? Do you really need to climb a bridge in full daylight with 2,221,104 cell phone cameras around to get a good look at a 40-foot duck? Not sure how many nights you spent in jail from that stunt, but we're pretty sure famed attorney Jimmy Ecker will get you out of jail free card if you admit you were up there getting ready to jump because of the Steelers season. This is great. Either way, for self-preservation like someone who turns into a werewolf on full moon, make sure you stay home if the Pirates win tonight's playoff game, which, by the way, they did. This was written on the 1st. Chain yourself to a porch post before the end of the game if you have to, because we'd hate to see what 20 years of pent-up baseball energy will make you do. Yeah, jag-off. And by the way, on a side note about that, talking about somebody climbing a bridge, you probably saw the video the other night. I don't know how many you did. Maybe I'll put it on the show wall later, but if you didn't. But this guy after the Pirates game, he actually jumped off the Clementi Bridge into the river. Now, chances are the guy was probably drunker than you know what. But this video is on YouTube, and people are going, hey, this guy's an idiot, or they just laugh at him. But I hate to see how these people act when we win the World Series. But speaking of stupid people, your jack-off site should pick up this story. The Duck hasn't been in town a week, which will be a week tomorrow. But already a couple of imbeciles thought it would be fun to spray paint graffiti at Point State Park near the Duck. Now, they put down some real beauty, such as, quote, society breeds dissidence, bread and gains, whatever that is. Nothing is lost. Everything is transformed. Life is intelligence. The passion of destruction is a creative joy. And all we need is love, among a few others. Doesn't sound too violent, but come on. Defacing the park around the Duck, please. Don't you people have anything better to do? But getting back to this story, A security guard monitoring the duck called police around 4:30 yesterday morning after spotting two people spray painting the pathway near the river. The guard became suspicious when he heard what it sounded like spray paint can hitting the ground from his post. Now here's the kicker behind this one, people. The first thing comes to your mind is teenage prank, right? Not in this case. They weren't teenagers. They're grown men. Now, one of those suspects, Ryan Sigmund, is 34 years old. He is in jail facing charges of criminal mischief, criminal conspiracy, and possessing instruments of a crime, which I guess a can of spray paint would be instrument of crime, I presume. Someone can fill me in on that later. But his partner is still at large. They're still looking for him, but anyway. On top of that, the damage estimate currently stood around $5,000. And of course, the city people were down there cleaning it up. I think these two idiots should be the ones cleaning it up, but that's just me. That's my opinion. But I don't know what anyone else is thinking, but $5,000 is an expensive lesson not to deface property, especially around an installation art exhibit that's very much loved by the citizens of Pittsburgh and beyond. Come on. I know people are goofy about this stuff, but that's just plain nuts. Don't go around destroying property. That's just not cool. Especially if you're a grown man. You all should know better. Yeah, crazy. Anyway, if you haven't had the opportunity for an up-close and personal visit of the giant rubber duck, I have a special board on my Pinterest page, which you can preview some photos from various places. I have some videos up there, some interesting videos, by the way, and some other links on the duck to get a general idea what to expect of our special yellow visitor. And got a few weeks left. Go down and visit him. Maybe you can entertain the relatives or scare him or whatever. Hopefully he'll be fine for Halloween if he sticks around a little longer past the 26th. And right now I'm going to play another silly song. Duck related, by the way. Some of you may not be old enough to remember this one. I remember it in its whole stupidity. And maybe our little yellow friend would like to dance down here at the park sometime. We'd call him Disco Duck. But anyway, here we go.
Right, moving my feet to the disco beat. How in the world could I keep my seat? All of a sudden I began to change. I was on the dance floor acting strange. Flapping my arms, I began to cluck. Look at me, I'm the disco duck.
Oh, check out, Mama. I've got to have me a rubber.
Disco, disco duck.
Got to have me a rubber.
Disco duck.
Oh, check out, Mama.
Don't be a drunk. Disco,
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 disco, disco duck.
all right.
Disco, disco duck.
Oh, check out, Mama. Oh, Mama, shut your tail feather.
When the music stopped, I returned to my seat. But there's no stopping a duck in his beat. So I got back up to try my luck. Why look!
Everybody's doing the disco, disco rock. Disco, disco rock.
Try your luck.
Rubber, Mama.
Disco,
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 so very much.
You're welcome.
Oh boy, another duck theme song. Ah, that'll keep you in a swimming mood the rest of the day, hopefully, or dancing mood or whatever. But we have a few minutes left, not many minutes, by the way. Coming to a close for another week. Just a short side note that I will be off the air next Wednesday, which is October 9th, to attend to some other business. Right now it doesn't stand I'll be done in time to do another show, but so we're going to just skip it altogether. However, I am going to return to the air on Wednesday, October 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern with something we haven't had for a while, a guest. She is going to be stopping in, at least scheduled to stop in with us to talk about her book. So I'm hoping you all will be tuning in then to listen to our guest when we discuss her book and hopefully learn something from it. Meanwhile, have a great 2 weeks. Get down to Point State Park if you can to say hello to our duck. And have a ducky weekend. Keep on quacking, everybody. God bless. Have a great weekend. Thank you for listening once again. Goodbye.